What's up, you guys? We are back with another episode of Who Even Asked. As always, I am Tay.
I'm Jazz.
And today, if you've been keeping up with the news or, the media at all, you would know that aliens have been the talk this week. So we're going to kind of deep dive on that today.
They're among us. They could be here with us right now.
But you're an alien.
If I found out you're an alien, you didn't tell me, I'm going to be pissed.
Okay, I'm just going to dive right in. Do you think... Okay, let me give some, context, guys.
Okay.
I saw someone saying, because one thing that came out was that, how do I word this? The aliens could be even particles in the air that could be among us, we don't know. But I saw somebody say that if you have green eyes and if you have this certain specific blood type, that you could be one of them.
Me checking your eyes.
Do you think they know they're an alien?
I don't know. I would think so. But there's so many different theories. Oh, this is going to be such a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I was I don't know where to start, but I just want to I'm gonna throw
But I think, because I had said this the other day to people in my, we have a Monday meeting every Monday. Where we just catch up, and I brought up the alien thing, and I literally said what if they're just I think they could be just particles just floating around us. Yeah.
I mean, if their technology is advanced, as they say, or I don't know, I'm so mind blown. I don't even know where to start. I don't know what to wrap my head around.
Yeah. So now they're actually called, let's start with this. I have a little notes, handy dandy notebook here. So UAPs is what they're called now, not UFOs, which is unidentified anomalous phenomena. And the reason they changed it is because UFOs, obviously flying objects,
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But now this is set to include the air, the sea, or space. Anything that defies scientific explanation.
Okay.
Yeah. So
It's not as catchy as UFO, but I see what they were doing there.
yeah, it makes sense. So you saw, I'm sure everybody, unless you're living under a rock or not on TikTok, saw the congressional hearing where they kind of talked about, it was the one I mainly saw was this guy, his name is Luis Elizondo. So apparently he's a media personality and author, and he was formerly employed by the United States Army for counterintelligence, and he worked for the Office of Secretary of Defense. But yeah, he's the guy in the TikTok videos, and he basically comes out, if you haven't seen it, and claims that we know that they're here, and they're just not telling us. Okay. And he basically also said that we need to kind of start telling everybody else, not just keeping it close to the government, because people won't freak out as much as we think they will.
Which, little question here, why are they coming out with it now, or why did they think that we would be scared of that? Has there been something big that has happened that, do you know what I'm saying, would make us freak out?
So this is not the first time that they've come out with it, though. So back in 2020, when that COVID relief bill, so the stimulus package and stuff was coming out, right, encased in the things that were passing at that time, they also brought up the UAPs.
I remember when this happened, and they basically just said aliens are real, in fact, and we just were going through so much as a nation that we were just okay.
Yeah. So basically it was included a provision requiring the Pentagon to investigate over 120 UAP, formerly UFO, sightings by military pilots. Declassified cockpit footage showed objects exhibiting movements and capabilities beyond current human technology, sparking widespread interest. And that's what they were talking about back in 2020.
Okay.
Yeah. So apparently, I thought this was really crazy. I think this was actually in 2023 when this happened, or during this hearing. But there was something where this guy had he worked for he was one of the flyer people. I don't know what they're called.
Okay.
They were in the air. They had video footage of something on video. They were internally emailing this stuff. And whoever received that email, all of a sudden the email just disappeared. And this is somebody who worked for the government.
Mm.
So not just everybody else, you know what I mean, out in the world. But I just thought that was extremely crazy. And another point I wanted to bring up before we kind of like get into everything. So that guy, that congressional hearing that we were talking about with the Elizondo guy was what, like a week ago, 2 weeks?
Something like that.
Well, there's another thing today at like 4:30, I think.
Oh, wow. This is
And
hot off the press.
yeah. His name is John T. Kolosky.
Kozlowski?
Oh, that makes sense. There's an S there. But he's the newly appointed director of AARO, which is AARO, and he basically testified before Senate today, the Senate subcommittee. And so it was a 40-minute testimony. He affirmed AARO's previous assertion. Okay. He affirmed, reading's hard, to date. And AARO, he basically said that they haven't discovered anything and that everything that guy said was bullshit. And like, there was 3 witnesses in the previous week's testimony that he's basically, no, we haven't found anything.
Okay.
Or found anything. So basically just coming out saying, no, there's nothing. But he did talk about a new technology that they came out with called Gremlin. And it's
our government or
yeah.
Okay.
This guy, the guy from the Pentagon.
Okay.
Kowalski.
Dr. K.
Yeah, Dr. K. Let's go with that. But yeah, it's called Gremlin, and it basically deploys and tracks and detects UAPs.
Okay.
So if he's gonna come out and say there's nothing happening, why are we making this technology?
That's what I'm saying, because I feel like all of our higher ups who, like are in the know of our country, I feel like they don't tell us stuff until it's like their hands are forced and they have to tell us stuff. So that's why I'm kind of like, what big thing is going on?
Yeah. Also, like, I feel like we're always trying to, like, you can't backpedal. Like, we already know, and there's been plenty of people who have said that they found things, like, who worked for the government, and that they've witnessed things, and I guess they're called, like, whistleblowers.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, so there was, like I said, the Luis Elizondo guy, another retired Admiral, Tim Galladay. I'm going to butcher these names.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
But I think that's what it is. So he shared an incident where a UAP-related email, this is what I was talking about, and video disappeared mysteriously from naval inboxes. He also highlighted the threat posed by the UAPs to public safety and national security. So basically they were talking about like how these UAPs are getting closer and they're noticing to like air bases and to like nuclear power plants, and like they have the power to like dissect like cut planes in half or like do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And how they've like know this, I don't know. I don't know if they like witnessed this, but they're saying that there could be a serious threat. Like, but the threat is more of like we need to make people aware. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're in danger threat. More like it's best right now if we kind of come out and tell the truth. And so people are aware of what the possibilities are and stuff.
Yeah, but they have worked so hard for the past century to keep everything like under wraps. That's why Area 51, nobody can get to it because it's so under wraps. Like, why all of a sudden it's like, let's just put everything. Let's put our dick on the table. Like it's a little concerning.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's basically, I mean, that's the gist of it. Like, we always have people that come out and say something and people that are like, no. And why are we so hell-bent? Actually, English is hard today. On like not saying anything.
Right. I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me that all of a sudden it's all coming out. Part of me, I guess wondered if a lot of this stuff is coming out right now because of the Netflix docu-series that was just released. I don't know if you saw any of that or started that.
I think I kind of started watching it, but I didn't finish it.
Yeah, I haven't finished it either. I probably got only like 2 episodes in, but I didn't know. I don't know. I didn't know if they planned to release it at that specific time because those people were in the know that this congressional hearing was about to take place, or if the congressional hearing took place because they're like, all right, we need to clear some things up. We kind of look bad right now.
Yeah. I don't know. There's so many possibilities of things and why they come out when they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's always around an election.
Yeah.
It's, like, is it done to hide other things that are being passed through that to kind of distract us from that. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there could be something in these like things they're trying to pass that they don't want us to know, and this is like the distraction to.
And that's kind of scary to think about because you make a good point with that. If they are using this to distract us, like, this is pretty big. So
Yeah,
that's concerning, like what they might be trying to distract us from.
yeah. That I feel like we sound like such a conspiracy theorist.
This whole episode is very conspiracy.
That's so funny. So yeah, witnesses basically in the first hearing, not the one today, were saying that the technology surpasses current defense capabilities, posing a potential intelligence failure of massive proportions and adversarial in origin. So basically, we don't do anything and kind of like, ignore it or don't hold ourselves accountable or share anything with the public. We are hindering ourselves, basically.
Okay.
Which is true. Like, let's say, they do have something, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have technology, which I personally think they do.
Yeah,
for sure. And let's say they don't know how to do it, but there's some genius kid somewhere who does, right? Like, who somehow, like, knows something. Or, like, it's just, there's smart people everywhere. I saw something the other day, I think I said it to you on TikTok, about these two siblings are 16 and 17, and they just passed the bar exam. Like, that's not necessarily, like, high-level physics, but, like, that's just a testament to how smart people can, Yeah. So, I don't know, man.
That's kind of crazy, though, that they're kind of, like, putting out feelers and kind of looking for help. Like, just by, like, I'm going to drop this. Like, that is kind of... It's a little, like, concerning that, like, the people who were supposed to be, like, handling it and in charge are kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. SOS.
I don't think I'm really liking the alien.
I don't think I really like it here.
I think I'm really starting to like the alien.
Oh my god. No, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, that is kind of scary. And the biggest thing too we didn't even talk about was like the ocean conversation.
I knew we were gonna get there. I was just waiting for you to
I wanted to bring up the last episode we just had where you were like, I love the ocean. I want to get bit by a shark. Rite of passage.
I literally was listening to the episode and I thought about that and I was like, well, this did not age.
I was like, you want to go back in that water, bitch? Go.
I mean, I'm not going to the deep sea. Like, I'm fine up there on the sand. What are they going to do?
What is that Family Guy episode where it's like, I'm going to eat that hairy leg?
I don't remember that.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny.
But that, you had brought up a good point the other night when we were hanging out, that you said there was a big NASA project where they were going to, like, discover the sea and, like, do all this stuff, and they just kind of, like, gave up on that.
Yeah.
Just, you didn't hear anything about it?
So I did find out, because I wanted to research that before I talked about it, because I didn't want to be completely wrong about it.
Okay.
So they have not given up on exploring the sea.
Okay.
They just don't put as much time into it as, like, other things, but they're still, like, explorations.
Okay.
So I just wanted to, because I was going to bring that up too. Because, like, at first I was like, okay, before I did that research, like, oh, what made them stop? Like, could it be like they discovered something crazy or scary or blah blah blah? But it turns out they're still exploring it. It's just not as heavily.
They're just keeping things under wrap like they do with literally everything.
Yeah, very true. So I had some questions for you.
Okay,
about some aliens. So I guess we kind of already touched on what do you think they look like? Look, I know you told us, like, what you heard, but, like, what do you think?
Okay, before I answer that, I had one thought, and I'm going to piggyback off of that thought.
Okay.
So do we think they're in space if they're saying they're in the ocean? Because them coming from the ocean makes more sense to me than them being up in space.
So I think that space, so I'm going to sound so conspiracy theorist, is a distraction because we've explored more of space than we've explored of our oceans. Mm-hmm. Also, like, think about the dinosaurs, okay? And the water and, like, how, like, things are always shifting on Earth, right? So, stories like Atlantis or, like, the Bermuda Triangle, like, those mysteries of the ocean that we have have been mysteries for so long. Like this could solve some of those mysteries if this is true. Like, the reason so many people get lost in the Bermuda Triangle, they blame it on the, what is it, like the polar stuff.
Yeah.
That it could be, something that these UAPs aliens have set up to like their dead zone or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they could be in space. Like they could be on other planets too.
Yeah.
Like Earth is comparatively like one of the smallest planets.
Mm-hmm.
We're a small fish. There's bigger fish to
No,
fry.
that's true.
They have greater capabilities than us, and I definitely think that they could be in space too.
I don't know how I feel about that because, like I said, the ocean thing's more believable to me. Like I said, this whole episode is extremely conspiracy theorist-esque. I don't know that we've been to space. I don't know if I actually believe that. I'm sorry. Y'all can make fun of me all you want. I don't know that there was a man on the moon. I'm just going to say that. And y'all can talk your shit. That's fine. I don't know that I believe that 100%.
I kind of like that we're like, kind of like a little, like we're this like on the same page, but we're like also kind of opposite. Because, like, I think that really balances us out.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But I've heard those theories before too.
Which I know that could be a little far-fetched, but it just, I don't.
But I think that plays into like the simulation theory.
Oh, that
Everything's just a simulation.
I can't go down that rabbit hole because that, and I'll get to this also with another part we're going to bring up in this episode, but that conflicts too much with religion for me.
Oh, really?
I know I said I'm not like a super religious person, but like I do, like I believe in God and stuff. So that to me, like, contradicts that.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I have faith that I'm not going to go anywhere near that.
You said you're going to go into that? Because I kind of want to.
Okay, yes. Hold on. What do I think? I'm going to answer this first, and then we'll go into that. What do I think they look like? I think I brought up the space thing because everyone says like the typical like ones from space that everyone typically believes in. There have been like, I don't know what you call them, like civilian like stories where they go on record saying like, yes, it does look like the little green skinny guy with the big eyes. And I don't think that came out of nowhere. Just like mermaids. Everyone's like, mermaids aren't real. The lore came from somewhere.
Yeah.
Like these things.
All fiction is based off of fact.
Exactly.
Somewhere.
So I think some look like that. I don't believe they all look the same. I bet there's lots of different forms. And like how you said, like they could be particles. What if they can like shapeshift? And what if they can look like different things? That's why they can be walking around looking like humans. They could be particles. They can be the little green man. I don't know. They could be fish. They're in the fucking ocean. I don't know. So I have no clue. What were we circling back to?
Well, just on the parents thing today, I saw something very interesting. That says the reason they have black eyes is because, this is like all based on like, I don't know, some sort of theory, but is because they have like a contact. So their eyes are sensitive to the light here.
Okay.
And they have this like black contact essentially, or their acts as a sunglass that they just put over their eyes, which is why their eyes are black.
So what do you think their eyes look like if there's no contact?
Probably just normal eyes. Like not normal, but I mean like how we have irises and.
I bet they don't. I bet it's just like.
Really? You think
something scary looking. I bet it's just like I don't know. Like, I feel like if they look like that, they don't look like humans.
Probably.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I just feel like them looking like aliens is too obvious.
I think they probably look different. Or do we think there's different, like, species of the aliens?
Probably.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Or, like we've seen before where they have, like, earth bodies. Maybe that's their earth body, but they can go into anything else. Like, sort of like a possession type thing, but not really possession, but, like, just inhabit, I guess.
Well, that makes me think also, you know how there's, like, the conspiracy theory that, like, members of the Illuminati or, like, celebrities are, like, lizard people?
Oh, yeah.
What if
reptilian?
Yeah, so what if they could look like that also?
Shoot.
I don't know.
These are all, like...
And do we think aliens have anything to do with the Illuminati? Or if they're correlated in some aspect? I don't know. That could be very far-fetched and very separate.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that, so I'm not sure.
I don't know. That just crossed my mind.
Yeah.
Huh. Hot take. Food for thought. So to kind of go back to like the religious standpoint I was bringing up a minute ago.
Yeah.
I'm not going to word this to make as much sense as when Jacob was talking to me about it, but I guess I want to say it was in either the congressional hearing, maybe not the congressional hearing, maybe it was the Netflix docuseries that came out that he had watched. I guess they brought up the point that some people were saying he... Hold on, this is confusing. Y'all are going to have to follow the bouncing ball here. They... How do I word this? I'm so sorry. Okay. What are we calling them again? The UAP? Is that what we're calling the aliens now? Okay. So the UAP, this person was alleging that the UAP basically sent Jesus. So they were, okay. So they were saying,
like in the past?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so.
The religion is based off of...
So what it was saying was they sent Jesus because like the world was basically going to shit, essentially. And so they were like, we need to get ahead of this before like things get too out of control. So we're sending him here to kind of like get the people back in order, doing the right things. And if they see this miracle, they're gonna want to follow and do these correct steps because they have proof, essentially. And that, I don't know how I feel about. I don't really like that.
Yeah.
But that's where I was going back to, that conflicts with religion. And that's where I'm like, I don't know if I can get behind that. And that's where all of this stuff is super fascinating to me, but that's where I kind of like freaked out a little bit. I don't know.
The simulation theory, I don't think is exactly what you're talking about.
I don't think so, no.
Simulation theory is like everything's a simulation and like it basically like a big VR game.
So I guess one thought I had to that was, so did God make the aliens? But then it says in the Bible that God sent Jesus for that reason. So are they trying to say like the aliens are God? I don't know. That's where I get fucked up a little bit about this whole thing.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I just watched Heretic. The movie, that scary movie.
Okay.
It's based off of the Mormon church. These two missionaries basically go.
Oh, was that good?
It was a good movie. But a big part of the movie kind of points out, like specifically with the Mormon church, like Joseph Smith and this guy's like, these two missionaries are there. And if you like, I'm sorry, this is kind of going to be a little bit of spoilers. But they go there trying to convert this guy. And he's basically trying to like poking holes, right? And he tries to prove that, oh shoot, I don't want to give it away if you're gonna watch it.
Also watch it.
Okay. So the gist of it is he's like testing them on theories and counteracting like what they're preaching and all this other stuff. Well, these girls can't leave or whatever. And he gives them a choice of 2 doors. The doors lead to the same place. Doesn't matter which door they choose. They're not getting out. They go down there, and he's trying to make them witness a miracle. Okay. But, so basically he kills this lady. Or, he claims that he has a god trapped down there. He kills her with a poisoned pie.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, she comes back to life. Okay. Then you witness this. They're seeing this, and it looks real. Turns out that he just had a bunch of women trapped, and he killed one, replaced her with another to make it look like she came back to life.
Were they all his wives?
No, they were all missionaries or like people that visited him to try and convert him, and he just kept them trapped there. But the whole point of that movie, well, I don't know if it's the whole point, but it's just like how sometimes religion can get skewed so much by like things. And we've talked about religion before. Like I don't know if we've talked about religion at all in this.
I think we maybe
mentioned it. Yeah, like I don't believe in conformed religion. I believe in God. I do. I am religious, but not in just like a conformed way. Which I guess if you don't know what that means, everybody should know what that means, I think. But
you just don't like organized
religion. That's what I meant. My bad. But yeah, so just kind of that you should watch that movie. It's like, and everybody watch that movie. Like, it's a really, I'm doing a bad job of explaining it, but it kind of plays into that thing where you're like, okay, well, did the aliens send him here to like make it think like, because that's exactly what he did. He was trying to convince these people that there's miracles happening when it was just him playing a trick. And I'm not saying that uh, God's not real, but I was just talking about your theory.
Yeah. No, I could see that.
Because I do believe in God. But yeah, so that was just crazy. Like, yeah, it's just the whole thing. But that's a really good movie. And you guys should watch it for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. That part of it scares me a little bit because it's it's kind of going against like everything, whether you believe it or not, but like that we've been taught for centuries and centuries. Like that's terrifying, in my opinion.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just I don't want to. I'm not gonna get into too like. Well, obviously, I'm not gonna get into politics. But like, there's just a lot of stuff going on in the world right now that like, I think we just kind of sometimes things get lost in translation. Um, and like that, I bring that up because like you're like talking about like, oh, did the aliens send him here to have like to basically to give us something to believe in,
Right.
right? To like, because I saw another thing too. I don't remember where, but they were talking about how like we need something to believe in. We need something. We need to believe in a higher power
Absolutely. Yeah.
because there's something about that just like that just helps us out. And like I absolutely believe that's true. Um, but yeah, that's just a whole nother crazy conversation we could get into,
Yeah.
but we won't. Back to the aliens.
Yeah, we're not gonna
Back
get
to our regularly scheduled programming. It took a little detour down Jesus Lane.
literally. What was one of these other questions you had for me?
Oh yeah. Do you think they're here to harm or to help us?
Mm, I want to say they're here to help. That kind of goes back to the thing I just brought up,
Yeah.
though, is they allegedly, but sent him here to help and to guide us in the right direction. And also, everyone's saying that their technology is like 10 times like what ours is. Like they're very advanced. So I think if that's true, they could have already harmed us if they wanted to.
Yes.
I think maybe we're getting more sightings and more stuff is coming out and stuff like that because
They're trying to keep us in line.
yeah, and I mean, I think everybody as a like collective unit can agree we're fucking up our planet. We're not doing good.
Yeah.
Like everything's in shambles. Like everything's super heated and heavy right now. So maybe we're seeing them more and they're making themselves known because they want to help us.
Yeah.
And maybe I also had heard this that some of the things we're doing is like harming them as well because there's been a lot of stuff that's come out lately, about like crazy shit with the ocean.
Yeah.
Like, like the fish from Finding Nemo with the little light over his head and the scary teeth. Like they actually saw one like washed up on shore. I don't know if you had seen that a while back.
I think I did, yeah.
But apparently, they're not supposed to be anywhere near surface level. Like there's no reason why it should have washed up on shore or whatever. So that was weird. I had heard that the wind turbines, like they're putting them closer to, like the coastline.
Yeah.
I guess. So I think I heard something that's been really messing up like the whales. It's been like messing with their like echolocation and stuff. I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but I wonder if that doesn't cause hurricanes, but is there any correlation between that and how severe hurricanes have been this past year? I don't know.
Stuff off.
But maybe, like, and then another thing I heard was something about like nuclear bombs and stuff, like I don't know. I don't even know what I was going to say about that, but like nuclear bombs. So I think maybe, we're just doing so much bad up here on surface level that if they are in our oceans, maybe it's affecting them. So maybe they're trying to come back and do something to where we're not like harming them in their home base. I don't know.
I just had such bad deja vu.
Oh.
Like
the aliens are in the room
freaking weird. I think it's because I was thinking about saying this, and then I kind of just like, I don't know. It was weird. I haven't deja vu in a while.
Wow.
But I'm gonna sound so.
Outside. So like we're done. We're done. We're leaving. They're crazy. The chat.
but no. So I was gonna make a like. So when you're saying that, I just envision like these little aliens out there, like like we're like a video game to them, and they're like, okay, we got to keep them in line. We better like show up a little bit more now, so that way we can like get them back on track.
Right.
Like, yeah,
I don't know. That but going one more thing about like the religion aspect of it. Okay, so like if they've been here before us or whatever, like who made them? You know? So that's why I'm like, there's a God. Like somebody created all this bullshit.
well,
So
also, okay, so you know how Star Wars goes in reverse?
I haven't watched Star Wars.
Okay, well, uh, yeah, sounds good. This is just a thought that I had, right?
Okay.
Um, what if like they've been having this technology that they have forever, way before the dinosaurs, way before us, and what if like we're just kind of like an experiment to them that like we're real, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna sound so crazy. I'm not crazy, but
Everyone's like side eyeing you for early.
but no, like what if like that's what we are? We're like, and that like, we're like their ant farm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like everything's real, like obviously, but like what if like we're just their ant farm, their snow globe? Like
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that argument I have heard before. No. Like it would make sense, but once again, this all comes back to the religion thing for me, and it fucks me up. I'm like, no, like we die and we go to heaven, and that's it. Life is easy. Oh, I don't know. I've just been so mind blown. So by this,
that's it's just crazy. I think sometimes it's good like not to like to be aware, but not to pay attention too hard or to overthink things too much because like it can send you down like a rabbit hole of things. Like I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'll think of like the simulation theory and I'll be like, I'll kind of freak myself out because I'm like, what if like, oh my god, is this all fake? Like, and obviously I come back to reality, but like it's just crazy to think about some of this stuff, and sometimes it's better just to be like, okay, passing thought, like, and not give too much attention to it. And I don't know, that could be a bad thing to do or a good thing to do, but mentally for me, I think that's my best solution.
I agree. I always say that, and I'm like, I'm gonna bury my head in the sand. Like, I just want to be at my happy little life. Like, I think I like this little life. I just don't want to think about that. Okay, but this is a little off topic, but kind of on topic. So you keep bringing up the simulation thing. Have you also heard of the what's it called, the egg theory? I don't know why it's called the egg theory, but
what is this theory?
I watched a video on it. I don't think I'm going to do it justice by trying to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
But the video kind of was like, basically once you die, like everything goes black, and then it's you basically get to like not start over, but I'm not even going to try and explain this because it's not going to make sense because it was a little confusing to me when I watched it. But some people believe in like reincarnation. Some people believe
I was about to say reincarnation,
the simulation thing. I think maybe the egg thing corresponds with that a little bit.
Oh yeah, this is literally I googled it, and it's literally the same thing you just pretty much said. Is a perspective on human existence and reincarnation that originated from Andy Weir's short story, The Egg.
Okay, yeah,
based off a short story.
I watched the short story, so that's what I was like trying to like replay in my head. But what do you think
about reincarnation?
Like, what do you think happens when we die? Like, you die. Like, what do you in your head envision next? And then have a piggyback question off of that.
I would like to believe in reincarnation.
Do you?
Okay. I would. And I feel like reincarnation. I actually watched a video of what religion is reincarnation big in? I forget. Is it
Buddhist?
Is it?
I want to say Buddhist.
But yeah. So I don't know. Like, I definitely like. I would like to believe in reincarnation. Like, being able to come back as something like, you know, I don't know, just any living thing.
Okay.
So I think I probably believe in that, or would like to believe in that.
Okay. I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Well, I had a piggyback question, but I feel like the piggyback question doesn't necessarily make the most sense since your belief is a little different
Go
than mine.
go ahead and ask.
But if you like if you believe in heaven,
Yeah.
what do you think that looks like when you picture it in your head? Because I've asked a couple different people this question and everyone's answers are different, so I think it's just like interesting to hear what you think it looks like.
If I were to believe, well, I do believe in heaven. Of contradicting things.
So do you think you get a choice to go to heaven or to reincarnate? Like, where do you fall with that?
I kind of feel like maybe like your essence goes to heaven and your soul stays here, maybe.
Okay.
Thinking like, because I think when I think of reincarnation, and this is just like my interpretation of it, is like your soul carries on into somebody else or something else.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like when people say you have an old soul, you have a young soul, or you have like, you know what I mean? So I believe like some part of you goes to heaven and some part of you gets reincarnated. So I think I kind of have like a split theory. I don't think any religion necessarily falls under that like little thing.
Yeah.
But that's, I think, would be the closest thing to what I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you said the essence goes to heaven, what do you think it looks like? Or because you know what I mean, like if you grew up in church, so like you hear what they say. In my head, I think it's different than what like I learned growing up. But like if you like, what do you think? Like if, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think that you're still kind of here, but like in a secondary like realm. So you're still like, you're not necessarily on this plane, if that makes sense. Like you're not like the whole thing about ghosts you can't go over or whatever, right? You've crossed over.
But you're in like that middle median.
No, you're in heaven, but heaven would be like, I think it's up to, okay. Let me circle back. So to me, heaven would be what you envision it being yourself. So my heaven could be different than your heaven.
I agree with that.
I think is what I was trying to get out.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess what I was saying was like, what does it look like in your head, if that makes sense? So like I've asked Jacob this question and he said to him it looks like kind of what you hear about in church. It's like streets of gold, like big pearly, like I don't know, like skyscrapers, we're in the clouds. Like that's what he thinks it looks like. Me, I don't think that. Me personally, I'm like on a mountainside full of like flowers and it's sunset and it's beautiful. Like that's what I think it looks like. So like that's kind of what I was saying.
Yeah, that okay. So mine would be honestly like probably mountains. Like calm, serene, quiet, white tones. But still being able to kind of like peek in on your loved ones.
Yeah.
I think would be mine cuz like I kind of like got into that headspace right now, but like yeah, that like just sort of like dream sequences of it sort of in like movies, but like
yeah,
you're like sitting on a cliff, like I'm sitting on a cliff, you know, just watching like a river, sort of like Minnesota-esque mountains, not necessarily like other kinds of mountains, but very green and like river, you know, just calm, serene.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, like I said, that was so off topic, but I just thought of that question before. And I like to get different people's takes on it because it is so interesting to see how different everybody's like perspective on it is. But I think that's interesting what you said, that you think like half of it goes one place and half of it goes to another place. But on a lighter, less brain hurting question, if you were going to reincarnate, like, do you want to reincarnate and be a human again, or do you want to be something like fun, like
a dog?
A dog?
Yeah, I think a dog.
Yeah, I want to be my dogs. Like they're living their best life.
Yeah. Dang it! I wanted to say something and I totally forgot.
We hate a brain fart moment.
Yeah. Dang it! Oh no. Well, let me switch to something else real quick. It's still alien related, but I think we've talked about this maybe. But The Fourth Kind, have you seen The Fourth Kind?
Yes. Excellent movie.
That movie scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, I was actually pretty
It's
scared.
so scary. Like, I know, like, I always knew it was fiction, but, like, it seemed so real. And ever since then, owls freak me the fuck out.
Yes,
Dude.
I've been saying that.
But you know what's common in that? And then, like, especially in, like, Mexican lore, is the owls.
Yeah.
Like the lechuga? No, that's lettuce.
Not the Mexican messing up words.
Crop. What is it called? Oh, let me.
Girl, I'm white. Oh no.
Dang it. What is it called? I can't believe we just called it freaking. I called it lettuce.
Should we draw like an owl mixed with lettuce and put it on merch?
Yeah. Let's do it. Dang it. Okay, so I wasn't that off.
You were close.
I was close. It's la lechuza. Okay. I said lettuce, but it's okay. Well, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so that's a commonality too, but I think most of the time in Mexican lore or Hispanic lore or whatever you want to call it, they're considered like a witch or something.
Makes sense though.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of circles back to what we were saying earlier. Like, all lore stems from something. It doesn't just like come from nothing.
Also, the owl's black eyes like disappear blank.
And how they can just like turn their head like all the way around. Go.
And they don't ever answer your questions. They're just like, who?
Very indirect of them.
It's like, wow, I don't really trust you at all.
Now I've always thought they were creepy, but no, that's a good point.
Dang, I love myself with that joke though. But
The dad jokes are hitting today. But oh Lord.
oh, but yeah, no, I don't know, man. There's so many things out there, and like, I want to go. Like, I would love to go somewhere in New Mexico, and I think maybe we should try. Every time we're on the podcast, we always say we're gonna do something. But I really would like to go exploring, like, out, maybe even El Paso, like in the desert area, or like somewhere to like see if we see anything. Just,
I mean, it'd be so cool, like, if we did, but like,
are you scared?
not even like the alien thing, but like I've heard too many like Dateline stories about like police and murders, the cartels, or like, so I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I probably wouldn't. That's true. But like New Mexico,
Or oh wait, I had something I wanted to say, but it had something to do with aliens. Okay, so have you ever had a dream? And we talked about dreams on an earlier episode, but that feels so real, and like I don't have very many dreams where it feels like very real life, but this one I had when I was a kid, like I still remember to this day. But I remember like waking up in the dream. I don't know, but I was like in my room and there was like an alien laying next to me, but it felt so real. So what if like, I'm not saying this happened, I'm just saying like, what if you believed in them enough, or like you're in, I don't know, not intentions is not the right word, but like, what if you could like teleport them here,
like
you wanted
manifest
to?
them?
Does that make sense? Yeah. I don't know.
So the other day I was taking my trash out and I was like, I thought I was gonna find ET behind the trash. Like, no lie, I was like, what if I did? How cool would that be?
Dude,
I have a little
ET
buddy.
scared me.
Who needs a girlfriend when you have ET?
We need to get Jasmine a girlfriend.
I just want a friend, okay? Somebody to watch TV with. Oh, I'm just kidding.
She's gonna have to pay for the Tinder preview.
Oh, I haven't touched Tinder in a while.
Okay, but E.T., did you enjoy that movie?
It was scary so long. You thought ET was scary? Oh,
yeah, that scene where he's down in the river and he's all white and he's like, hey, Davon. No, thank you. I did not enjoy that.
No, he's a cute little guy. He's a little precious dude.
He's a creepy little raisin.
He does look like a raisin. Oh, when he's all sick and he's laying in the like chamber. It was
so sad, but it was creepy.
No, I like it. That was a good movie, man. Now the fourth kind was scary. There's a like a chain, or not a chain, like series, I guess, I don't know, of like alien movies. It's called, I think it's called The Third Kind.
The Third Kind?
Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know if I've seen these.
It's called Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I don't think I've seen this.
And I'm pretty sure it's like a couple of films. I could be wrong.
1977.
Yeah, they're older.
I ain't watching
They're
that.
older.
I am not watching that.
I know.
I don't
think
love
they're
it.
still in color. I'm pretty sure they're still in color.
The graphics are terrible, I'm sure.
No, but
I remember that meme.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I won't be watching that one.
Or what if the aliens are in cahoots with Elon Musk? And these new Tesla robots that are coming out are actually the aliens and having them.
I just thought of that right now. That's a hot take. He looks a little scary.
He does. Oh, that's what I was going to bring up. I remember I was going to bring up. So, in the video of the congressional hearing or whatever that happened a couple weeks or whenever it happened last week, there's a guy sitting in the background and people were saying like he looks like an alien. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
You're going to have to send that to me.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
You guys, I don't know if you can, but if you could put like a little clip up there for them to see, that would also be.
Let me just look it up real quick and I'll show it to you right now. And then I'll put it on the YouTube video. So if you're listening on Spotify, slide over to the YouTube.
Yeah, which you should be doing.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Watch us both, okay? You can never get enough of us both.
You need the visuals.
Okay, so I found the video. Here it is. And so this whole video, I think I just played it a while ago, but this guy, it's the Luis Elizondo guy. And the guy behind him supposedly looks like he's an alien. Now, this poor guy, he's probably not. And he's probably just getting dragged all over the internet. But yeah, so I'll put the video on. So yeah, here it goes.
In our previous panel, we had Gresh, and he had testified to say that some of these were interdimensional beings. Can you speak on that at all?
Ma'am, I'm not qualified, certainly as a scientist or otherwise, to speculate points of origin. I looked at everything from a scientific perspective. So if you look at, for example, instantaneous acceleration, which was one of the observables of the program that I belong to, ATIP.
So I'm not going to play the whole video, but...
I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. He looks a little skinny. Like, he looks like he is eat a little bit.
He does, but people were saying that he looked like an alien.
I didn't get alien from that. I don't know.
Well, maybe I'll cut that out. I'll cut it out. We won't put that in.
I thought it was a hot take.
Okay.
You had to delete
Okay, okay. We'll keep it in. We'll keep it in. Me being easily influenced. Okay, we'll take it out. Just kidding. Go check our YouTube.
But yeah, no, I don't know if I believe he's an alien, but he was looking around weird. So you never know.
Yeah.
If they're among us, it's like obviously they're designed to be believable, so we don't suspect them.
If they're believable, why would they look like somebody we would think is an alien? You know? Does that make sense? Like, if they're trying to make him believably an alien, why would they make him look like somebody we would think was an alien? You know?
To throw us off.
Sure. Like the reverse psychology.
Reverse psychology.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know about that one though. This poor guy though. It's supposed like drug her out through the internet.
I've seen so many videos of him, and I'm like, oh, this poor dude.
Probably has like a wife and kids, and he's just like, oh no.
So I think I'd still go on a cruise though.
No. Once again, still don't want to go on a cruise.
I don't want to go on a cruise, man.
Well, if you get caught up in the Bermuda Triangle, it's been nice knowing you.
Then I gotta take you over the Bermuda Triangle. You'll be all right.
You never know.
But no, I don't know, man. Aliens are crazy. It's a crazy topic. It's just, there's so many things. Like, it goes back to like the black-eyed children, you know what I mean?
Yes, that too.
Like, I could see those being like cross things, you know what I mean? Like,
or the skinwalkers aliens.
Yeah. But is everything we think is like mythical lore just an alien? Oh. Dun dun dun.
You know what? Bitch, that's kind of a good point.
Bigfoot, alien.
Skinwalker, alien. Mermaids, aliens.
I believe it. What if that's how they come up to... Wow. There's just so many rabbit holes. So many things, so many possibilities. Yeah. Aliens, if you're hearing this and you want to be on the podcast, let us know.
Yeah.
Exclusive interview.
We'll got you a little spot right here.
Bruce won't attack you. I'll put his muzzle on, I promise.
Be a good time.
Yeah.
We'll get you a Coors Light.
Yeah, Coors Light.
But we would definitely like to hear what y'all think about all of this. So please, drop a comment. You know, just we want to know your opinions because there's lots of them and we want to hear all the new theories that you guys have.
yeah, just let us know, and yeah, we'll probably do another episode on aliens. It's such a broad topic.
Yeah.
There's like stories we could have gotten into. Like there's so much we could have gotten into.
We could have got into like the cattle thing.
Cattle?
Yeah.
Like no.
Like the cattle that were found dead and like their, I don't want to say it. Like their buttholes were cut out. And
Right? Is that real?
you didn't know about this?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God. Okay.
Tell me.
So I'm going to try and word this as best as I can. So there was lots of cattle that have been, and if you watch the Netflix docuseries, like it talks about it in there, but there's lots of cattle that were found dead in just like super mysterious ways, like their tongue, their cheeks, eyeballs, buttholes.
What are you
innards? I don't like saying it feels aggressive.
Yeah.
But they were all like essentially like laser cut out, and they were dead, and they were like dead in like weird positions that wouldn't make sense for rigor mortis. Like they would be like sitting up kind of instead of like laying down. And like all these weird, very specific reproductive organs would be gone, and there would not be a drop of blood anywhere.
Really?
Like the vets couldn't explain it, and like it's happened like a lot. I think this was like a big like thing in the 90s.
Dang.
I want to say, yeah, but there's lots of things like we could have got into that we didn't, but this has been going on for God knows how long. So that's why you guys let us know if you have any crazy experiences, write in, tell us, give us your thoughts, opinions, questions. This is big, and we want to.
Or if you just want another, like, just let us know if you want another episode about this stuff in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because we could probably talk about this forever and ever. There's so many shows out there too on it, like that Teacup. Have you seen Teacup?
Mm-mm.
It's on Peacock. It's about pretty much aliens. It's a really good show. Just check it out. Gosh, there was another thing I was gonna bring up. I keep forgetting things, but yeah, I don't know. Though I think that was a pretty good episode.
Yeah, we could ramble for hours, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up for you guys. But like we said, let us know if you want another episode like this, or if you want another episode like more about more conspiracy theories that we should discuss. But we love getting you guys feedback. So if there's anything you want us to touch on, or if you have any ideas that you want us to talk about, always comment, send us a DM, let us know. We want to please the people.
Give us more interactions, okay?
Yeah.
We love interactions.
We'd like to hear what you guys think.
Yeah. You know, tell us your opinions. Hey, you guys suck. You guys stink. You guys are the best. No, I'm just kidding. Don't hurt my feelings, please. But no, yeah. So just thanks for once again always listening and keeping us going. We're slowly building, and we love that, and it's just so fun to see each week us getting more views and likes. And go like our TikTok page. We post a lot on TikTok and Instagram. Follow us. And if you're on our TikTok right now watching this, because I'll post this as a clip, come check us out.
Yeah. Well, we will be back next week with another episode of Who Even Asked.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Catch you later, fuckers.
Peace.